And let's meet our hosts. Priscilla Moy, Celina Sasso, and Jocelyn Abrego.
Hello guys and happy Wednesday. We are finally back.
We had a little break because our schedules are obviously so busy, but we are the girls of Striptease. So we're to meet us all. I am Priscilla Moy,
Celina Sasso,
and Jocelyn Abrego.
And every month we try to have at least one episode per month where we talk about the latest things that are going on in Las Vegas. Things such as events, the latest news, things that are building, some things in pop culture that we love to talk about, the latest. We are trying to be the newest talk show here compared to all the other networks. But when you want to find the gossip, the tea, no pun intended, you can come here to listen to three of us talk about all these amazing things. And I want to pinpoint that all of us come from completely different backgrounds. We are different ethnicities, so we're all coming from different perspectives. We all agree to disagree, and we hope that all of our viewers will never take offense to anything that we will say on this show, because it's just for fun, right? We try to talk about some lighthearted things. This is only coming from things we may or may not have experienced and just kind of giving our input. I mean, we're working in the industry of entertainment, so why better than to have three girls who are in entertainment to talk about those things? So, when we come back, we are going to pinpoint two amazing topics. And I won't announce them until later. But before I forget, we have to do our cheers, ladies.
Let's go.
So we are going to be cheersing to an amazing summer here in Las Vegas and cheering to you guys, our viewers. So make sure to not go anywhere so we can get right into our first juicy topic. See you then.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Have you ever dreamed of sharing your views and knowledge with the world? It should be easy, right? Just turn on your phone, talk into the camera, upload to your social media, then sit back and wait to go viral. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Not only that you need a great message, you also need a video production as well as a quality sound and lighting. If that's not enough, you still need to make sure that video's description, title, and thumbnails are optimized by SEO and search algorithms. What a hassle! Don't worry, Social Media Shows is here to help. With our years of production online experience and professional studio, we can remove all the technical roadblocks out of your way so that you can focus on the message you want to share with the whole world. We have production plans that fit any budget. Visit Social Media Shows today at socialmediashows.com and schedule your free pilot audition today.
I can already feel you judging me, and not for what I've done in the past, but for what I'm about to do. I had what mattered, and I got careless. Like, I don't deserve more. I don't deserve sympathy. I don't deserve to be here.
Where the hell are you? Why aren't you answering your phone?
Jenna,
What is the matter with you?
Someone once told me, you may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you're somebody's shot of whiskey.
Excuse me, ma'am. My car ran out of gas and I left my wallet at home. Could you please spare a couple dollars so I can refuel my vehicle?
I literally have nothing.
What's it gonna take to get you to join the program?
Get about the dog! If Jesus wanted you to have a dog, he would have blessed you with a bowl and a leash now, wouldn't he?
Like I promised, we're going to get right into our first topic, and our first topic is going to dive into the fact that we are getting yet another sports team from Oakland. The A's. All the baseball lovers are going to definitely be triggered with this one. Whether you're from Oakland, I hope you're not too upset. But then when you're from Las Vegas, there's a mixture of feelings about getting the A's here. Mostly because we have yet to have a ballpark. And the latest news is that they would like to have the ballpark right on the Las Vegas Strip, which is known for the hotels. Now, as you see, there is no room on the Strip. Like, where is it going, right? It starts at Mandalay Bay and the Welcome side all the way to the Strat, and, you know, where are we putting this when there's tons of desert land? But they had planned to demolish the oldest hotel on the Strip, I want to say.
Yeah, the
I don't know if that's fact checkable. I don't know if that's older than Harrah's
I would
or
say it's one of the oldest.
the longest lasting, one of the longer ones. The beautiful Tropicana right across from the Excalibur and MGM. So let's dive into it. There's articles everywhere, and there is a lot of comments from locals, but then a lot of people pro and con. So I'll let you two girls start the conversation, and what do we think?
You know, I am very Switzerland in this situation, like sports. Like I can't really say that I'm excited about it because I'm not a sports girl, never was, never will be. All right, but also, I think it's cool to have some new things going on in Vegas. We are always expanding. People are always coming to Vegas. Should they stop? I don't know. But that is not for me to disclose. Anyway. No, I mean, traffic is always going to be there, especially here, since it's never taken care of. But you know what? I respect those construction workers. You got my heart. I appreciate your work. Sheesh. But it's just terrible driving here. Come on, we can all say that. But the Tropicana, I mean, that's like a classic, right? Like, I am, at heart, as cliche and corny as it may sound, and oh, it's so when I see something so legendary collapse, it kind of breaks my heart a little bit. But, you know, things happen. It's gonna be that way. That's
out with the old and with the new.
Out with the old and with the new, you know? But
a true Celina statement. This whole thing. Switzerland will always be Celina in any situation. Even if she loves it, she is still Switzerland.
I like old casinos.
She likes peace.
I do. I like peace. I like old casinos, though, for sure.
She's a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah. I mean,
Jocelyn, what is your take on?
Well, for me, I didn't really like sports too much growing up or anything, but now that I have a fiance that loves sports and he's obsessed and I'm always around it, I've had to, like, you know, now that I'm around it, you know, either I hate watching it or you go into it, you know. So now I like sports because I get, you know, it's something you can drink, some beer, watch some sports, and I like going to the stadiums. Like, I'm not a huge fan of, like, football or baseball, but I'll go just for the experience because I love experiences. So on that part, you know, I'm sure I'll enjoy some games going with my family, but oh my gosh, it's just the traffic is freaking crazy on the Strip, and I don't know how they're gonna fit a stadium there, and then what's gonna happen with traffic because it's already such a hassle to go up and down the strip. Like,
with
oh my gosh.
F1 going on.
Because they'll have the Knights game, and then you'll see it'll be the Knights game is on, and the A's game is on. And I feel like there's, I'm like, is there
Well,
another
the seasons, the Raiders,
true.
the football, but there's different seasons for sports.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah,
and
you're
then
right.
they travel too, depending on their rank. But, yeah.
But when there's been like a game, like a Raiders game, and then like 3 different events, it's crazy down there in the strip. So I can't imagine how much, I don't know what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to like come up with, I don't know, building another freeway or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or it's
Which
just
I
gonna.
think they kind of are. That's why they kind of tore
Are they?
down the Copenhagen. They're expanding the freeways.
Oh, I'm saying I
They
didn't
got
know.
spaghetti bowls everywhere.
There's the traffic cone is the new state flower.
Yeah.
It really
It
is.
really is.
It
It's
is.
like the 215. They're adding on ramps towards the Centennial
Accidents after
area.
accidents.
Yeah,
Be
you
safe,
know.
Nevada, blinking.
Isn't it crazy how like the casinos, they just build them so quick, but like the
roads.
construction on the road is
Because
like
there's so much traffic that they can't close it down. Like, well, that's kind of true. They can't close down the whole road that would, because we are a smaller city. So there's only a couple ways to go certain places. So if they shut one whole main road down, like, there's no way the city can thrive. If they did this during
And
the
they have-
pandemic, maybe, but.
But sometimes they do. Like just recently, I can't remember what it was, but there was like so many different events, and they closed down like the strip, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, and then we all turn into chaos. So exactly, right?
And then we all don't know what to do, and it
Everyone's
takes us.
complaining to the governor, right? Like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But
Kinda like
my
this
take, coming from a big city girl, like sports are a huge thing. I come from a city that has 2 baseball teams, right? You got the Chicago Cubs and you got the Chicago Sox, the South Side or the North Siders. Obviously, my family's a North Side. We're the Cubs, even though we're from the South Side. But regardless, my family's big on baseball. They're big on football. They're big on basketball. All of those things. So baseball is kind of slow for me. Which, pinpoint, while we're talking about sports, like, congratulations to the Golden Knights.
Yeah! Go Knights!
Champions 2023. I can now say I am fans of 2 Stanley Cup champion winners, the Blackhawks and the Golden Knights now. 2 of my hometowns.
I know who the Golden Knights are.
Right.
Our favorite sports team that Vegas had was a hockey team, which to me, hockey is superior. I like fast-paced things.
I love it. If I was a fan of a sport, it'd be hockey.
Fast-paced things are for me.
Yes.
Basketball will come second. Baseball is a little slow. 9 innings, and it just takes forever. And football, it's stop and go. But it's an American thing, football.
Very.
But
Yeah.
baseball players always have big butts. And
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's that's nice to look at, you know. I'm like, why? I don't know, but
These men are out here. They're making money and they're spitting on the ground and chewing and anyway. So for me to come to a city from a big city that really didn't have things a big city had, watching it grow, I think, is absolutely amazing. I mean, sports bring people together in ways, at least here in America. Like all of these sports. Sometimes. Or they divide. But I mean, it's a very, that's what I'm saying. It's a very passionate culture. Let me just put it that way. No matter what your team is.
Yeah.
But it's something that people are very, very obsessed about day to day to day. From sports betting, I mean, we're in Vegas, right? To every season there's going to be a game. People are obsessed about who's winning the championship. Who are these players? Who are these, right? Yeah. And so I think it's great that the city's expanding in a way. However, Las Vegas is not just the Strip. We do not need to have all of these stadiums, ballparks, and I know they want to have a basketball court. I thought that was coming before baseball. I heard rumor that they were going to build a hotel that was a non-gaming hotel and then connect it to a basketball court
weird.
on the Strip. Like, I don't
like kid friendly.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay,
like
that's what-
so
yeah,
families
I heard about
obviously
that one.
because
That's
you know,
nice, okay.
but then we have the A's. I know that was been talked for a while, but I didn't know construction would be on the baseball park. However, I think there's a lot of space. We live in the biggest desert in America. There's a city just planted in the desert.
That's true. They do put everything just right there on the Strip. Like
We
that's
have room.
We have room.
But Las
for an
Vegas is
amusement
not
park.
just the Strip, right? I know a lot of people that come here ask me like where to go on the Strip, and I'm like, well, it's not on the Strip. They're like, what do you mean? And I was like, Las Vegas is a city. Do you think we all live in the hotels? Like, I don't understand where you think we live.
Which casino I lived in once.
I mean, don't be wrong. There are people who live in high rises. They want to be near that, but you don't. Like, there's homes. Like, I mean, like, I don't want to be offensive. Like, I know in a lot of countries, having homes like America does in suburbs and things like that isn't common. So people live in apartments. They live right in the city, right? They live in high rises. But, like, we have areas surrounding one road. Remember, the strip is literally one street. Oh. Yeah. Echo. But anyway, it's one street, and it's normally was originally made for hotels to be. That's why it's called the strip of hotels, themed hotels, which that's also going away. But that's another topic for another day.
Really?
But they were all really themed, you know, from the beginning with Stardust and Aladdin and all of those things. And one of the last standing ones would happen to be Tropicana, right? And I know that the Oakland A's were in talk of where to build it. I know the Rio, which is located off the strip, had offered them to take their convention center parking lot to build the stadium only for like the price of $1. But they didn't want that. So now they want to demolish the Tropicana to place the ballpark right there. Like right across from the Excalibur. And like I read so many articles when I saw this first come out of them talking about it, whatever. And the comments from locals are like, oh my God, why would they do that? Traffic's gonna be a bee. Like, why are we getting rid of one of the oldest hotels? And for argue's sake, a lot of people don't really care about things until it's gone. True. Right? So with the Tropicana, you would see not a lot of people go there, not a lot of people stay there, not a lot of people talk about it. It's just been there, so people go for a cheaper room. It hasn't been renovated, I think, recently. But there's some really good shows. I know some of the artists and the acts that are there. But I feel like it's there to be like a namesake in Vegas. Like now that it's gone, it's kind of, you put in perspective like, wait, we're not going to have it? Right? So there's, like, you know, kind of like ooh, I love it, but, like, now in place to put a ballpark there, when in reality, I understand because it's one thing to have a new hotel or to renovate it or to add on. Yeah. But then another thing to place something that's going to draw so many people to it in, like, I want to say a negative way just because of how much is going on in Vegas right now and how bad it is to get to and from places and the fact that there's not enough room to have something like that would draw in so many, like tens and hundreds of thousands of people.
And they're going to have that stadium, and then they have the Legion Stadium like across the street, or the T-Mobile.
No, it's T-Mobile, yeah.
The T-Mobile Stadium across the street. And then MGM Grand, which has so many... Like, they have the fights, they have so many different events.
There's just so
that area is going to be, when they all have, or if they all have an event, it's going to be crazy.
We don't, we can place it behind. Like, Allegiant kind of built it across the street from the strip. It's not on the strip, right? So, if you see the strip, it'll be Allegiant Stadium. And that's, like, a bigger place. A ballpark needs room, right? T-Mobile Arena, I feel like it was going to just be kind of like a bigger place for an event space, and then we got a hockey team. That's what I thought it was too. And then they had to place the hockey team somewhere because they're like, wait, where are we going to put them? Well, dump them there, right? And even if, coming from a big city with hockey teams, they go to stadiums anyways. Like, they don't have separate parks, so like they'll transform like United Center where they have concerts into an ice rink. So that's kind of common to do with hockey. Now with other sports where they need fields and they need courts and they need tons of seats and stuff like that for an already established team. So the Golden Knights were new for us, and then, but like the Raiders was an already established team, so they have a fan base, they have a place where they're from, which is a big state of California, and then now we're doing the same thing with baseball. So it's already built up a fan base. Vegas now is loving the fact that they can thrive on being devoted to sports, right? So they have something that they can connect to, because when you're from different cities, you say devoted to those teams, but when you live here, you want to go to home games, right? You want to cheer on someone, and so, you know, but So yeah, the traffic, and then the demolition is going to cause enough traffic. And then right now we have F1 going on. They're paving the streets, and then they're also doing this. They're expanding the expressways. They're, building new hotels, and everything's happening at one time while a ton of people are moving here at a very quick rate. And so it's just chaos.
It is. Yeah. It's like kind of right there in front of the strip. That freeway right there. It's like. It reminds me a little bit of California traffic because it's always busy now. It's like always backed up for a bit.
Not to mention we're the worst drivers, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's the worst.
Like,
I know.
Yeah.
These people, we have no consideration or courtesy to let somebody merge to the point you have to be just a gangster in the freeway.
Right.
Yeah, but then also you don't want to get your car hit, no matter whose fault it is. No one wants, and then it's just...
then it's this whole thing.
It's this whole thing. And then you got the injury lawyers. They're like, hey, we win.
That's why you have a dash camera, right?
Right. But yeah, it's. I like the fact that we're becoming a big city because we bring in things. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of opportunities for people that live here. There's a better reputation surrounding a city when they become more established and have more credibility outside of just hotels and parties and, things like that. But I think they could do it just a mile or so down. We can have, there's a lot of space. There's desert, there's just flat dust.
Give me a Disneyland. Give me one of those.
We have room.
We have the room, so
we don't need to just have it on the strip. It's not on the strip. Stop putting it on the strip. We don't need it there.
If you want to be kid friendly, give us an amusement park that is an adventure dome. Come on. Like
that's not circus.
Well, that's not circus.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not.
That's not circus.
No, I mean let's give us something that's not at circus.
Yeah, for real.
Again, another conversation for another day.
But
anyway, yeah. So I think it's really upsetting though, because now living here and knowing a lot of the acts that are at these hotels, when the hotel gets demolished or, the show's furloughed due to other reasons, or they're having, more acts come in. It's upsetting because these performers, that's their job. And it's not like they can just move a show somewhere else because those places have shows where other performers are being
that's another issue because a lot of shows are closing as of recently too. Like so many acts, like a lot of my friends and even myself, like we had our shows closed, and we don't know if it's because of budgeting or if it's because of just expanding in other ways. So like a lot of the entertainment,
and even though we're like the house of entertainment, again, like these performers like Celina, they want to perform somewhere reputable. They want to perform where there's going to be traffic, heavy foot traffic, where also benefits the location that they're performing to keep them on, and they can draw people in, but at the same time it has to be a give and take. It is business at the end of the day. But big shows, I know there's that Prince tribute show at Tropicana. My good friend Murray Sawchuk is at the Tropicana. And these are pretty big. These are people who are very established, very talented in what they do, and they made a place in Vegas to have their own residency and to have their own show. But now it's kind of like, where can I go? I can't just take over another artist show. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do it to another artist, but when you take something away for a ballpark, and then the workers of the hotel, you could say, okay, well, they're building more work with this ballpark, but that's not the same work at a ballpark that you would do at a hotel. Hospitality or performance. I don't really know if they could do a magic show at the ballpark, but you know what I mean? So it's very, when there is room, like, I'm going to be honest, like, when there is room, somewhere, like, maybe just a couple blocks down, yes, I'm here for making more jobs. I'm here for uniting a community, expanding the city. But the city is not the Las Vegas Strip.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, it is not. And Las Vegas Strip is not downtown. It's Fremont, right? Like, Las Vegas Strip is not...
It's just...
Even though people from out of town really do think that it's just a strip.
It's just a strip.
No, drive around, girl. Drive around for 30 minutes and tell me what you see.
Yeah. Like, you think all of us eat on the strip? We don't eat on the Las Vegas Strip unless we have to. Like,
check out Mount Charleston.
Hey, period.
Nature.
Valley of Fire.
Well, that's where, like, even like the
Anyway, but yeah, so that's our take. Traffic will be
The death of me. Traffic will be the death of me.
Yeah. But I did say, it could be a rumor. I don't really know. I didn't see any credits. I didn't fact check this. But they did say that they are rethinking the demolition. Maybe a lot of people are. I don't know. Or they might just do it behind the traffic. I don't know. All I know is, really?
I don't know.
People will rent cars. They will do it. If they love baseball, they want to see the game. Because I think in their mind, it's accessible to tourists, right? They're staying on the strip. They don't need to rent cars. They can walk everywhere. However, trust me, sports fans will find a way to go. Because I know with the Legion Stadium, even though it's off the strip, they made it accessible where you can walk over a ramp from Mandalay Bay. So they want to make it accessible for the fans and the tourists because Las Vegas is very tourist heavy. I understand that. But I mean, like, baseball lovers, they'll find a way. They'll go. I wouldn't be too worried about for an established team that's already, but still,
We're gonna get a lot more people moving here once they come. Just like it was when we got the Raiders.
Yeah. And I don't think, if I remember correctly, what my brother said, like the A's aren't very, very high up in ranking in the baseball thing. But I feel like when they switch over to Vegas, it's going to become a lot better. I know there's a lot of controversy considering the A's and how a lot of the owners, operate that team compared to other ones when it comes to business practice and things like that. But hopefully when it comes to Vegas, it will change, and I know it will because now you got a whole new town for them to be proud of. It's going to be a city where that's the only baseball team, or a state with the only baseball team, right? And so when you come from California or bigger cities, they have multiple ones, and you have to find your allegiance. But Vegas, they're very gung-ho. I was on a flight last night, and when the Knights won, people were literally watching them while boarding onto the plane on their laptops, and they were like screaming, saying to the flight attendants, "We need a free cocktail to celebrate the Knights." And this was like at past midnight, okay, guys? And I'm like, dang. And this is coming from Chicago, so people are dedicated to their sports, and they don't even put their headphones in. They want the whole gate to hear that they're watching the Knights. I was like, we understand, but like, ooh, they're like, "Yeah, go Knights!" And I'm like, oh.
I was that person last night at the strip going around yelling, "Go Knights!" And everyone would respond back.
See,
and we were crazy. It was crazy.
Awesome. Sports, is a passion that just, they love certain players, the MVPs, they walk around with the jerseys. I can't talk. I have my Blackhawks jerseys at home. But, so I think many pros and cons. Yeah. I mean, if you like baseball, obviously you're going to feel more opinions towards the idea. But yeah,
I like that Vegas has sports teams now. I think it's like the perfect city to have sports teams. Yeah. Really, we needed it really.
Yeah, I think that establishes a city as if you have sports teams.
And it's like we're the perfect group of people to have a sports team because we're crazy.
No, honestly, we're loud and we like to drink.
Right, and we like to drink, so it's like
we like to go out. We're actually
we like to be extra.
City.
Perfect.
Right, it's perfect.
Yeah, and who doesn't like coming to Vegas? I'm sure the players love traveling to and from when they play here. But but it's gonna be chaos. It's already chaos.
It's been chaos.
NASCAR's here now.
Oh,
Formula One. So and they want it all in the strip.
Too.
No, there's so much room. Let people drive. Let people rent cars. Come on.
Yeah, you guys can do it. You guys will do it.
Finish your construction.
You'll spend thousands on just to go
finish
see
your
it.
construction, because maybe that's part of the problem. Come on, EDC is really on the speech.
Yeah, exactly. EDC is way northeast.
You can do so much with the space we have in this desert.
That's true, and everyone travels to EDC.
Yeah, and they find a way. Those tens of hundreds of thousands of people, they find a way.
And it's really, and the surcharge for Uber and Lyft are crazy, and they still do it for 3 days. So
there you go.
It's disturbing, but they do it. So that's what I'm saying. Don't be worrying about it. When people come to Vegas, they drop money like they would not in any other place. I don't know. Yeah. I've seen things. So I would not worry about whether or not it would be financially good for the owners of the team, players of the team. I think you are fine. Like Vegas, when people come here, all bets are off. No pun intended. But no, honestly, like I've seen people when they go to the club, they wouldn't do that at their hometown. They wouldn't do that most if they go to other places. But Vegas, they drop
what
that cash.
In Vegas literally stays.
Yeah, they will drop that cash.
And not only the cash too, they just like. I feel like when they come to Vegas, it's like there's no rules. There's like it doesn't count. Anything I do right now doesn't count, and they go all out. It's so funny because I work with a lot of tourists, and I get so often that they're like just trashed and just like we drank so much and we did this, and it was just like people just come here and just let loose, which I love.
Good. I love it.
I love it. Yeah.
So we could do it too. Right. What sucks is though when you go to different cities or you're from a different place and you go back, you forget that's not how a city operates. Like how you would dress, how you would go out, when you start going out, right? And so I'm like, we can't do that here. So I'm like, I gotta calm down. And I swear I'm not like a alcoholic or anything. This is just the culture, right? It's a culture. I can't do this anywhere else, right?
Yep. Even
I
when
don't know if cable TV would allow this.
Even when I went to Mexico down there, like, because I love to dance and I always dance everywhere I go. And I was the only one dancing the way I was dancing. No one else was dancing the way I was.
If you did this here, no one will care. They're just like, okay, cool, she's having fun, right? Like,
and I was still doing it because I don't care. But people definitely were like, "Who's this girl? She must be American."
Relax. Foreigner. Either Miami or Vegas. Seriously. But anyway, so that is our take. We love it, but we hate it as locals. If you're not a local or you live in a neighboring state, obviously you're like, okay, cool, what's the issue? Y'all need to calm down. It's an issue, okay? Because we got to get places, okay? We need to go. Like, I don't want to be late because now 30 minutes turned into 1 hour driving time. And just blowing gas. It's not even mileage. You just sit there.
Yep.
Burning gas. Being annoyed. Could get in an accident because no one knows how to... Honking.
You know what? Please use your signal. Too many of you don't.
And please look before you do something. Seriously. Then we won't have all these imagery lawyers with their commercials and their billboards.
Biggest pet peeve.
Anyway. But yeah, so that, unless you guys have anything else to end this conversation about Tropicana and the A's.
Sports.
In the ballpark.
I guess.
Go Knights!
Go Knights.
Yes. So, that will sum that up. So, cheers on that to end the topic. Cheers, ladies. And we will be right back because you want to hear the next one, especially if you are traveling here. So, don't go anywhere. We're watching.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
It's a tough market. We get it. Home inventory is at an all-time low. It's a seller's market, and cash buyers have the advantage. Recently, cash buyers made up more than a quarter of all home purchases. But we have the solution. New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program allows your buyers to compete with all cash offers by becoming cash buyers themselves. Here's how it works. Buyer Accepted LLC, an affiliated company of New American Funding, will purchase your buyer's new home with cash and sell it back to them for the original purchase price, plus a fee that can be added to the purchase of the home once they secure mortgage financing with New American Funding. The best part is that they don't need to sell their current home first. This is a true cash offer. Clients who use our Buyer Accepted program can secure financing using a conventional loan and even VA. Plus, there are no fees for agents and no sacrificing commissions. Buyer Accepted even offers a free 1-hour certification course that will make you the expert. You want to close more deals and help more clients? New American Funding's Buyer Accepted program is the answer.
And welcome back to Strip Tea, where we talk about the latest things here in Las Vegas, along with pop culture, our opinions on all the things that are happening, from gossip to events to the latest things going on, to all the non-locals that don't really know what it's like being a local here, our views on what it's like living in a city where there's new things, old things, here, there, everywhere, tourists, all the time. So, our next topic is going to be what fun things we can do here in the summer of Las Vegas. We don't have summers like anywhere else in the city. Not only are we an extremely dry climate with dry air, you can't breathe, you die, you're a raisin every day you wake up. But it exceeds temperatures that you would see in other places in the country. And it's just kind of like an oven. It's no moisture, it's just you walk out and you're in an oven that's preheated at 450 degrees. So, what do? What are things that we can do apart from being on the Strip, like we just talked about, because there's other things. What can we do apart from shows, apart from drinking, apart from bars, which those are great too, but what else is there? So ladies, I will let you two start this conversation.
Well, safety note is a priority right now. Always have your eye drops, inhaler if you need one. I do.
Allergy pills.
Allergy pills, Zyrtec. This place is like no other.
It's weird.
So you are in a desert, literally.
Dust.
Yes. Shit is blowing.
Yeah.
But
and water.
If you're in please stay hydrated 100% throughout your whole day. You will thank yourself and your body. But if you are into the nature-esque of like activities, I would suggest taking a trip to Mount Charleston. It is gorgeous. Every view. There's like a few trails. My favorite trail is Mary Jane Falls.
Okay.
But it's really pretty. There's water.
That's my favorite trail too.
I like that trail. Cathedral Rock is really nice as well. There's just not much to see in that
There's
one.
There's
a lot.
There's wild horses. Like it kind of reminds me of Colorado. But have you been like Breckenridge, Colorado? And it's like 20 degrees cooler up there, so you won't get the heat. So you can go there at any hour and still feel. There's moisture up there.
And I don't know if it's up again, but they did have a really good food lodge area.
Yeah, the lodge burned down. They're rebuilding. But there is a hotel there. There's also a restaurant, so there's a place to stay, yes.
Really nice cabins. If you got the moolah, it's really nice. And then there's a lot of good mountains. Like, we have the Red Rock and Lake Mead. Lake Mead. There's a whole story there. I don't know if we're going to get into that.
I do like Lake Mead. I like to go to Lake Mead in the summer too, but
Oh, I almost forgot. We have the Spring Preserve, and they have like this butterfly room where butterflies just land on you, and I have yet to try that. And
I haven't been there.
I haven't been in the butterfly room.
I haven't been to the Spring Preserve. I pass it.
The Spring Preserve?
Because that's like my Valley View.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
I see it because it's on the wall, and the tan brown that everything in Vegas is.
It's really nice.
It's just a Spring Preserve, and there's like birds.
It is pretty in there, and it's really big inside.
I've yet to go, but
is that a cost for that? For locals?
I don't know.
Or?
Oh, and there's a really nice place to eat there. Like it's really good food, and it's kind of high. So you can see the Spring Preserve over the Spring Preserve from that restaurant. It's and it has really good food.
Interesting.
It's good for kids. It's good to take kids.
Butterflies can survive in the desert.
I think they have like some kind of room. Like
I was about to say because they die after like a day of hatching, and then imagine here I would die too. I wouldn't even hatch. Honestly, I would because I wouldn't go to Cal and this is too much.
Those people have to be like biologists or something that know how to preserve butterflies if they're gonna have a place called Spring Preserves. You know, like come on, you have to have some kind of study.
Thinking about it.
No, I get it.
Spring.
I get it though. I'm
River.
like, what are you doing here?
What are we doing? I'm burning. My wings are on fire as I fly. Jocelyn, what do you like to do in summer?
I really like to go to the pools or like a lake of water because I get so hot here that I love going to pools. So any opportunity I get to, like if someone has a pool, but I like to go to Cowabunga Bay, Cowabunga Canyon. That used to be Wet and Wild, but
there's and we have like 3 Wet and Wilds now.
Do we? So we have Wet and Wild is now Cowabunga.
Oh, okay.
Canyon, and then the other one's Cowabunga Bay, and there's one in Henderson, and the other one is in like Mountain's Edge area. So those places are really good to go and take your kids. They're kind of small, but I mean, there's water, and then there's a lazy river, so you should just float. That's what I like to do. I really want to go to the Circa Pool this summer, just to like
Stadium Sun.
The Stadium Sun looks cool. I haven't gone yet, but I want to go to that. So I really just anywhere where you can put me in a body of water. I'm a Cancer, so I love water, and it so yep, that's what I like to do. It is too hot outside to do anything else. Too hot.
I get you. It is too hot.
I get so hot, like overheat. Like I sweat really bad.
Oh,
so
okay. See, I don't. I just get really dryly disgusted, if you will. But like, I wish I liked water as much as other people because I honestly hate swimming. But I like putting my feet in. I just don't like being wet for too long.
See, if you could just leave me there all day, I'm good.
No, for sure. Like,
and then I like to get tan too. So
see, like I can't.
Oh, do you burn?
No, I get really crisp, but it's not a good look on me, if you will. Like I think I fit my complexion well. So like, I wish I looked gorgeous, but like, I don't think it's for me to look that way. You know, it's not for my features.
Yeah, hey, some people can look fair. I can't. I wish, I know, as being an Asian, a lot of this being fair, I can't. I love being a little darker. I am a fire sign.
I do want to be a little darker. I don't want to be too pale for the rest of my life because I look like milk.
For a long period of my life, I didn't like to go into the sun because I get dark so fast. I could be in the sun for an hour and I'm 2 shades darker. So for a while, I like avoided it because I didn't want to get dark. But then maybe like a few years ago, I just kind of like didn't care about it, and I would go out in the lake and everything. I got really, really dark. So now I'm like, oh, I like being tan.
It's nice. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I love being tan. I'm a fire sign, so let me on fire. Yeah, period. But I just look.
That's funny. No, that makes
me feel sexier.
I'm an air sign, so I'm just here like.
She's in the air. She's in the air. But that's it. She likes the water.
Like, that's why I like to go up in the mountains. I'm like the air.
The water's great, but you won't see me swimming in an ocean anytime soon. There's things in there. Anyway,
the lake is fun.
Yeah,
the streams, the rivers, the creeks,
but
the
it has
moss. Ooh, yeah. And going on jet skis in the summer is really fun.
Right. If you're on top, you could dip your toe, but then you start seeing some like the fish flying. No, I love fish. I love marine life. Don't get me wrong, but like in the big water of the ocean is beautiful. I love it, but like you don't know what's under there. Like I literally, this is off topic, but I literally saw a video of a Russian man in Egypt get eaten by a shark, and people just watched. Like he was like, and it was not like he went out of the way. It wasn't like he did that. I don't want to blame the victim, but like he was literally in a place where like, hey, you know, all bets are in the middle of the ocean. You decided to just jump in. No, like he was by the bay and near the shore, and all of a sudden you see him flailing, screaming for his father, and his girlfriend's thrown away, and you just slowly see him just get by a shark.
Oh no!
And then the boat came, and I'm like, oh, that's traumatizing. He's only like 23.
You'll never catch me in the ocean like that.
And so like you don't know what's under there. It's beautiful. Like don't get me wrong, I'm all for like the ecosystem and like preserving it. However, And I would love to scuba dive one day, see a coral reef and shallow, but
Take me
like
somewhere with no
I am
sharks.
not going to go. Don't drag me to do no ice fishing and then to just take a dip. I don't know what's under there.
I've seen too many movies.
I've
I don't wanna
seen,
be there.
and then like from down from above, the fish don't know what you are, so they're just like, let me find out. Let's not find out.
I heard there's species out in space even that we have yet to discover. Like, you really think I want to discover?
No.
Like, anything that's bigger than me? Like,
Right.
everything's bigger than me already. I don't want to.
Right. All of a sudden, the Kraken comes up. And it's no
no!
longer a myth.
Kraken.
It's not a myth.
The
It's a real
Megalodon.
thing. Like, come on.
The megalodon, dude.
And you see, like, how species acclimate to the climate. So the things that are even more down under, that are creepy, like, and it's all the ding, ding, ding. Like, you don't know. It's dark.
There's
There's
when they're
light.
down there.
They're blind.
It's
They're
dark.
Blind. They're blind too. They go off their scents. So
It's, and you know, we're cute. We smell nice. We be spraying and shit. So, like,
well,
let me know it.
Perfume.
It is at that point because it's our blood perfume.
We be
Once we
tasting
start
good,
breathing
so.
in beauty, honey, we are beauty inside. Listen, I don't know. And Lake Mead be having shit.
It's
Okay,
okay.
this is what I'm trying to get to is Lake Mead. You know, I kept my life. I have boated.
People though. That's not.
Even worse. Have you seen Harry Potter with the souls? That just be dragging you down? Listen,
Wait.
I don't want. Okay, look at this. So I love my experience when I boated on the on the boat of Lake Mead. Right, there's a bunch of us, and like, pew, it's nice, and you feel the wind in your hair. You get a little bit of water while it's hot. Now the thing is, though, people I went with love to just dive in. We'll reach a certain area by the Hoover Dam, and it's just all water, right? No soul in sight. No little thing on the boat that says, here we are, here's our GPS. We just go, pew, into the water. Now, everyone thinks life vests are lame. I do not. You know why? Because you know how many people just want to swim, and all of a sudden a current comes because a jet ski was there, and then you're swimming away, and then you're like, ah! No.
I like tubing.
So I haven't like I will
so
float
fun.
there, but after like a couple minutes, I'm like, yo, I'm starting to feel like, So I just go back up there. And then literally, like, everyone's just like, why? It's so fun. As they're getting farther away from the boat, and I'm like, see what happens to you? Because then a jet ski came by, and then they went away, and I was like, exactly.
Are those areas in the lakes where they have like a lot of fish and those big fish where you can feed them? Do you know what I'm talking about? And then like and
then they start camping.
And they gather, like there's like 30 big fish right there, just like
Yeah,
so
and then
nasty.
carp, and then like you have like Asian carp, and they like jump because they're used to humans, and that's another argument is when you're used to feeding them what they shouldn't have, they think it's an easy meal. So then they're gonna come, they see a boat, and they're gonna come towards it because they're used to thinking that they're gonna dump, waste their food, whatever bits, and they're gonna start. They jump on the boat, and it can capsize or water, right? And it can.
The lake.
Yeah, lakes. I know Lake Michigan that happens. But I don't know about Lake Mead. I don't listen. I don't get into Lake Mead enough to figure out what's going on. I imagine.
I've been there enough.
I imagine. And I just know that the whole dead body thing. So you imagine the toxins.
That's real.
The toxins, honey.
That's disgusting. That's why I will not go there.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Even though we do drink it. We're out here filtered. But you know what I'm saying? Like, But like, I just have this mind. Like, I'm there, right? And like, oh, it's so pretty when you're like, the water's here and you see the glisten of the sun. And then all of a sudden, like, you look down, like, you can only see so far down.
It's just cloudy.
And if you guys are Harry Potter fans like me, you know what? Every time he's been submerged in water because he's just an unlucky person, things just start coming at him and pulling him down. And he goes, no.
I want to know that.
I'm just saying. Speaking of though, but now the event that I do want to talk about is the fact that Emerald Cove is a thing.
Now I'm not going to Lake Mead anymore.
I've been whitewater rafting before. I've been kayaking. So people who love that sort of stuff is great, but there is an opportunity here in Vegas, even though we are a desert. Willow Beach is technically, the place would be Arizona. That's a state it would be in. But you can reach it on Lake Mead from Las Vegas. I know being on a boat and you're just kind of going around where the map says you can visit all these places along the Colorado River. Now, the Willow Beach Marine, I think it says it's an hour from the Las Vegas Strip. You can go there and you can go kayaking. It's only like $115 and you can go there if that's your thing. Spend all day looking at the coves. The water looks very green. Why? We don't know. We don't want to know. But green and like it glistens. It looks like an emerald water, but probably from moss and algae. So.
Oh, I don't like to touch
I
moss
love
and algae.
It's
When I'm watering.
I like putting all my
when I'm swimming.
like squishy stuff.
Like if you put on a rock, you just slide.
Though, so I'm just kind of like, hey,
algae. It was probably good for your skin.
I feel like maybe it's good for you. I'm like
air sign. That's the only part you get in the water.
That's I mean, I'll do my feet and all that, but
yeah. You know, I mean, it's great. It's probably very beautiful, but at the same time, like I know there's places in the world that have very clear waters. You can really see what's down there. However, Lake Mead is not one.
Quite
and we like as you see when it's been drying up, we find things. Right?
Yeah.
So now that you've seen what they find, or like you don't know what else could be down there, because everyone's just, that's the one thing I think that when it was, the line was receding, the water line, they're like, oh, what is going to pop up next?
I mean, how are you surprised though? Come on, the history of Vegas, bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Right into the freaking Lake Mead, man.
Yeah, all bodies of water though, you always think like, well, you don't know what's down there. These oceans.
I can't gasp anymore. I'm sorry.
I'm okay, right? Like, if I can preserve myself for as long as I can, I will try to, even though you can't really control how you go. But I mean, hey, you're not going to see me going into the Indian Ocean in a storm and being on a boat saying, hey, adventure, I'm Indiana Jones. Like, I will be here in the desert on dry land, becoming a raisin, so... Yeah, so there's fun things, even though we kind of got off topic, but yeah, nature, if that's your thing and you know how to survive and you don't die,
give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl. Don't be in the water.
Maybe a better lake would be Laughlin to go to.
Oh, Laughlin's great. I mean,
you don't like Laughlin?
I mean, it's cute. When I went to Laughlin to film a TV show, I stopped at like this beach. It looked like dirt water with like all the palm trees, and it's just like a rickety bridge. You walk, and it's just there's sand there.
That was so fun for me as a kid.
As an adult, I was like, ooh, I don't want to. It looks cute, and you want to imagine it's like the ocean. There's no pain, there's no currents. Literally, someone dumped water mixed in with the sand and the dirt, and it became dark brown. And it smelled. There's a lot of gnats everywhere. It's fine though. There's sand. Boulder Beach only has rock by Lake Mead. So I mean, you want the sand, you can go to Laughlin. But I don't be splish splash taking a bath in there though. So.
Oh, yeah, true.
Anyway, any last words, ladies, on how not? Maybe this is more titled "How Not to Die." Water, allergy pill, eye drops.
What else can there be? Oh, vitamin C.
Sunscreen.
C, especially here.
Electrolytes. Sunglasses. Life vests. Listen to me. I promise you. Don't be that guy with the shark, bro.
Well, true. Yeah, put on your life vest, but also...
Shark, please go away. I don't know. Listen.
In a lake.
Fight to the death, bro.
Fine in a lake.
You know, Lake Michigan has bull sharks in there.
Michigan.
They
sharks don't attack
sharks
people that have a life vest.
I don't know, but they can't submerge me that fast, bro. They don't can't submerge me that fast. I don't go down instantly. I'd be like, I'm floating. I would float. I wouldn't have swam that way out. I would have just listen. Like I said, don't go in there. Just don't go. I'm Gucci. I need to see. I'm a planner. I need to see. What are we doing?
Take a book. All right? If you're going to be in a boat.
Sunscreen, hats, water.
I love going on boats.
A charged phone with network so you can call 911. That's what I'm saying. Help me.
Pager, maybe.
Flares.
If you still have one.
And don't be out at night. Go when the sun sets. Don't be on your pontoon.
Unless you're adventurous.
You can't see. It's a seeing thing.
If you go exploring.
I'm starting to itch.
I'll go hunt with you.
People do that. Like Valley of Fire, you can camp out there on certain grounds. But the grounds that are very regulated by the park people. Because obviously you can't just like pick a random place and no one even knows you're there. And all of a sudden you're dehydrated and dead.
Oh!
You know, but like you can't. Like I'm saying, that's how dangerous it is, guys. Like you think you're fine, but you feel fine, then all of a sudden you don't, and then that's it.
You're not really fine.
And then you can't call for help. There's no signal. It's you can't walk. Right? It's hot out there. Have shoes where you can walk. When you walk on sand, you walk on these mountains. It's hot and will go up through your soul. If you go on really hot.
Yeah.
It's
definitely.
True. Like these flip-flop things, don't be walking on this hot ground with no flip-flops from Old Navy. No. But yeah. Safety first if summer in the fun, no matter what you're doing, where you're going. Make sure you're not alone if you're going to go venture out in these places in the heat. You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, have somebody with you at all times. Know when the sun rises and then when the sun sets, you guys are aware of. Because when you go up to these mountains, even though you were leaving, but if it's dark, you still have to drive down them, which can be very, very, very dangerous.
High beams.
Yes, very, very dangerous. There's no street lights in the mountains at Valley of Fire and stuff like that. So make sure you are very aware of those things. Yeah. So, yeah,
right.
Safety first, guys. This turned out to be a more interesting topic than I thought. Oh, we live to entertain.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Anyway, yeah, so that's that topic. So let's cheers on that, girls. Cheers. Cheers. And when we come back, we'll just say our goodbyes, and then you're free to go, I guess. Not really.
Or you can stay. But we won't be here.
I will.
Oh, yeah, you will.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures provides.
Hi guys and welcome back. I just want to thank all of you guys that have watched this episode of Strip Tea. We are trying to make this happen more than once a month, so we are very, very open to all of the sponsorships out there. If you guys are very interested in us and what we have to say, even though that's all we do is we just sit here and talk. But we would be very open for you guys to like really look into the show and invest in the show. We want to make it bigger. We know we just started, so technically we're in the very beginning stages. But I know there's a lot of promise that this can go even farther directions because we have a lot to talk about. I mean, it's a building city and we're going to be part of building that city. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Any last words for our viewers?
Well, thanks for joining us. We'll always be talking about topics, and if you have something to suggest to us, please let us know. We'll talk about anything, anything, and anywhere.
Comment.
So. Talk about anything, really.
Yeah,
as you can see, we could talk about it for a while.
Yeah.
We'll find things to say.
HD may take the best of us, but
yeah, may or may not be better than watching The View. I mean, we try not to talk about very controversial things, so that if there are very controversial things out there, we will probably avoid really heavy topics, because we are a very non-offensive community here and network where we don't like to offend. We're open to all people of all different beliefs, all different ethnicities, and whatever it is, we're not going to sit here and judge you on those things. You know, like what we believe in our personal time as individuals should not come into play when we're talking about really fun and lively things. So if there are very heavy topics that, you know, can divide people, me personally, I'm not very comfortable with talking about those things, especially on camera, because, you know, I'm one person, I can talk about my experiences, but I'm not like all know it of all the facts of things that may or may not be true in cases where those topics rely a lot on fact and not just allegation or belief, personal belief, right? Because we're all different. So other than that, though, everything lively. We're going to talk about pop culture. We're going to talk about celebrity gossip. That's a little different, right? But the tea. We're just here to spill the tea. We're not here to create tea. We're just spilling it of things that are already tea. Okay? Like, we're not here. Don't blame us. We're not making anything. Everything we talk about, you can search, and it's there. The Tropicana thing, it's there. There's articles on that. And I'm sure a lot of people are a lot meaner than we are.
Yeah,
we're here
just
to
read
create
the comments.
a community. Yeah, we're here to create a community, have a fun space you guys can come to just laugh and listen to three girls talk about sunscreen and bugs and
nothing and everything
and the bodies of water. Like, I don't know, the mysteries of the sea and the green. I don't know. But that, and we love to just kind of have a brewski along with it. So it's all lighthearted fun, guys. So whatever it may be, if you want us to talk about things we're doing, talk about us, talk about performing, I don't know, whatever it is, we're down to look into it, and we're open to yeah. And even maybe one day if we had like kind of like a thing where people can submit confessions, funny stories, we can sit here and read anonymous things or answer kind of like some questions in a live chat. I don't know, that'd be kind of cool, right?
That would be cool.
Yeah, so maybe that could be a new thing. We can open up something where someone can tell a fun story, we can read it, and if you have questions like, do you have any advice on this? We can maybe open that up for us to kind of be like, well, this is what I would do if I were you, but, you know, so whatever it is. So as we get bigger, I'm sure we'll create more of a fan base, and you guys will be more open to, like, confessing some funny stories or scary experiences or things, and we can just be here for you. It's kind of like friends through the screen, right?
Yes.
So yeah, any last words, girls?
Thank you so much for watching.
Yes, and we'll see you next month. This is June. We'll see you in July. Yes. So, Queens, one last cheers. Cheers. So I am Priscilla Moy.
I'm Celina Sasso.
And I'm Jocelyn Abrego.
And we will see you in July on the next episode of Striptease.